o'clock Central Standard Time on a weekday. And it's time for Odd Takes. It's time for a little bit of Jerry Bo at Jerry Bo Sports on Twitter. Or I can pass it to the left-hand side, and it's going to be a lot of my man Aaron because he's back in town, and he's got a lot to get off his chest and a lot to help me with because that's how we do this show. What's happening, Aaron?
What's up, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I don't know why. It feels like, I don't know why when you started that music, it just felt like, man, I'm ready. I'm ready today, man. I love doing this show. I love being able to come on here and just do this sports the way we like to.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday revitalized me. Got home, my wife was like, hey, how was the show? I was like, the show was great. It felt good to be back in the saddle and do it all again. So, and of course, we didn't get to half of what we needed to. We don't get to half what we need to every day, but we didn't even get to half of the half that we normally get to. So we got plenty to get to today and get all this stuff caught up on life.
Let's get caught up with the Odd Squad. It all starts with you, 281-522-6336. First one in the house, Chuck D. What up, Chuck? Crystal, what's up, love? Thanks for the, what is that? I think, what is that, a snowman or a unicorn with that? Thanks for the biddies. Alex Villanueva, always one team. Who else? Aggie Milkman, as always. Potch Gaming, what up, Odd Squad? Day One Donna, what up, Day One? Who else we have in here? Queen Bee, in a meeting but watching you, so be aware. Okay.
I hope you got headphones in.
Okay. We're going to keep it clean. Now, she's probably got I like it. She's here in spirit right now, and as soon as she gets out that damn meeting, it's on. It's on. But if you do have us on for whatever reason, sorry for you. Who else we got in here? Did I get to everyone? Virginia Buttonweed. How can I forget? What up, 315Q's Orange. And everyone else, in case I missed someone, welcome in. It's going to be a great show because yesterday we didn't have no basketball. Now it's back to the playoffs. Yesterday, we're going to call it the cap because we say recap, and at that point, you're just recapping. I'm going to cap right off the top. Man, the Jake Odorizzi hater got his wish, I guess, at the worst timing.
Don't put that evil on me.
No, not you. I didn't even know you were. Hold on. Were you in Odorizzi? From that one game?
From the Angels game, I'd said I didn't want to see him in an Astros uniform
forgot
ever
about
again.
that, to be honest.
That was his, third, I think, start?
Yeah.
It was just trash, dog shit, and I was cussing him up and down, and I said, I stand by. I came on this show the next day, and I said, I don't ever want to see him in an Astros uniform. Don't even put him in the minor leagues. Just get him out.
Me too.
Designated for assignment. DFA. Get by.
I said, pick him up in a Greyhound.
Bye.
I should have cut that. I didn't even remember that. Either way, he was coming along. They said,
I don't know what it was because I wasn't the only person in the media who did it. I wasn't the only fan who did it. There were plenty of media people who had the same sentiment as me. Maybe they weren't as ruthless about it as me, but they had said the same thing. He's done. The Jake Odorizzi experiment was a fail. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the hell happened between that start against the Angels and the last three that he had, but dude was lighting the world on fire. I mean, he dropped his ERA from 35 down to a respectable 4.5 or something stupid. And he started he made me look like an idiot.
Everybody. I was right there with you. Trust me. I was
happy to look like an idiot. I was ready to stand here at the end of the season with Jake Odorizzi having a 3.67 or a 3.95 ERA and go, I was wrong. I'm happy I was wrong. That's another 7 wins he got. I was wrong. Okay. But doesn't look like we might see him anymore in an Astros uniform considering his contract's up at the end of the year. And yeah.
This man had 19 straight scoreless innings during that stretch. He was going. They said that reports were that he sat down with Verlander after he was struggling a little bit, and Verlander let him know something about the mechanics, that he saw something in him. They went back and watched Odorizzi's tape whenever he was having success, and he figured out maybe it was, I'm not sure what it was. Don't let me even jump into that specific, but I did read that report that it was Verlander that sat him down and said, hey, and we're hearing that. That's what's just like how he just said he'll go on. If you cut out my tweets from whenever the Astros signed Justin Verlander for all that money, coming off of surgery, old guy, I knew that we needed to put money into someone else on that roster. I was talking crap. I'm like, why the hell would you do that? Now if you have to go back and tell me, slap me in the head, sit my ass down. Because Verlander's what's holding the thing together. Whenever you see these pictures, Garcia was throwing too many cutters. He sat him down and said, hey, Quit throwing that cutter. Everyone's seeing it. Everyone's seeing it come out of your hand. Same thing with Odorizzi. Sat him down. Whatever talk they had, man, here we are. Verlander on and off the field doing things. I'm sorry, Justin.
I mean, it sucks because, like I said, I was looking forward to being wrong. I think not this last start. The start before that, I was still overseas, and I was updating on my phone because it was like a day game, so it was 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, London time. And I was sitting there watching the box score, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, this is real. Like, this is what the Astros saw in potential when they signed him. And I was showing my wife, I was like, dude, you know how wrong I look? You know how much of a fool I look like? And she just smiled. She was like, yep, way to go, dummy.
You're like, we should have just waited one more game to buy those expensive tickets.
Yeah. And that was the thing. Is like, I just went and dug up my tweets. Let's see. April 20th, 2022. So the Jake Odorizzi experiment wasn't for a lot of money, and it's time to admit the Astros got it wrong. Then, like 10 minutes later, pretty bad when Minute Maid Park erupts just because one out was recorded. Then finally, my last tweet about Odorizzi in that same inning.
This is a shotgun. You got to cock that bad boy.
Real talk, if Odorizzi is pitching any more home games, check the secondary markets. They should be dirt cheap on those days.
It was Aaron just shooting. Boom.
I took my shots at him. I'm not going to lie. I was emotional at the time as a fan. I was emotional, and what I had seen from him in an Astros uniform was not impressive, and it just started going downhill fast. Then he fixed it because he said, you know what? I saw that asshole Aaron tweeting about me. I want to go prove him wrong. I want to go screw him up and ruin all credibility he never had anyways, and I'm going to you know what? I'm going to make a run for a Cy Young the rest of this season. And he was doing it. I guess we should go to the tape. Because if you haven't heard, you did not watch any of yesterday's game in Boston prior to the rainout.
If you have kids, put the kids away.
Jake Odorizzi is up in the air as a pitcher, basically. And I mean a pitcher forever. I don't know if I don't know what happened.
A little cue shot towards Yuli. Jake fell down trying to cover first.
Right when you heard that, you're like, what happened? You're like, what happened? Oh, hold on. You're like, hold on. Hold on, just to wait.
Himself and Jake Odorizzi.
How many of you just walked around your living room like a manager, like you're Dusty, like,
hey, cover first base?
How many of you just did that number? Just.
That's not good at all.
How many picked up your phone acting like you were calling the bullpen?
Even when he was on.
I mean,
who do we got back there?
And that was, you remember that old viral video with Chuck Norris shooting people who were falling on their own? That was what it looked like. It looked like he just got shot off the mat. Like, look at this. Watch it right here. Watch when they go to the replay. He just, bam, falls.
That's how you know it's not good when it goes like that. So my question is this, because this is what came into my thoughts. How often do you see a baseball player get carted off? Like, when a baseball player gets carted off, it's something serious. How often do you really see it? Even like when a baseball player hits the wall or something, you'll see him come back nursing the arm, like, or anything. When you see a collision, he'll lay there and then eventually he'll even get helped. How often do you see someone get carted off like that? Like, how often do you see that picture in baseball? You don't see it that often. I'll tell you right now. I
mean, he couldn't put any weight on his leg. Like, they didn't want him. And it's not I've seen, you've seen players tear an ACL or something like that. They step on something wrong. The dirt at the front of the mound where they land, twist their knee or something like that. You'll see them limp off or be helped off.
Yeah, something.
You've seen guys get hit with pitches right in the knee, and it looks like their knee exploded on contact from the ball hitting them. They still get carried off. This was no.
Stretcher.
Put him on a stretcher. He doesn't put any weight on this leg at all. And you know what? We don't want him putting any weight on anything.
A stretcher in baseball? That's why I was like, the field crew's like, oh, hell no. They're about to run these wheels on this? Like, we aren't prepared for this.
I mean,
you're running. It's like, man, this was when you knew it was serious. It's like, hold up. Oh, man.
And we still haven't, I haven't seen anything on an actual update. All I saw was
Achilles. I saw something. I'm like,
I saw speculation. I saw speculation of Achilles.
Yeah,
I saw speculation of knee dislocation. I saw speculation of all kinds of everything below your waist that could happen. Testicle, everything.
All the virus experts came out and now became doctors.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Oh yeah, he's got COVID of the ankle. That's what he's got. He's got ankle COVID.
Everybody just becomes a doctor all of a sudden.
But the Astros so far have been playing it close to the chest. They said, "Oh well, what was the word they used? I think he tweaked something in his lower leg or something like that."
It looked more than a tweak.
Yeah, that's not a tweak. A tweak is the hobble. If anybody watched the rest of that game, you saw Christian Verdugo slide into the wall right in front of the monster and smash his right shin because when he went to slide for a ball that he thought was going foul, his shin, bam, hits the corner of the wall right there where the gate is, so the ground screw come out. Oh. And I've done that. I did that in soccer a lot. I hate my shins getting touched. Period. The end. Hate it. And you saw him limping. That was a tweak. That was a bruise. Whatever Jake Odorizzi is dealing with,
they're not bringing a stretcher for a tweak.
No, and the fact that they have not released anything means either A, they're waiting on secondary updates, they're waiting on swelling to go down so they can MRI. Because you remember when a running back, a wide receiver, a lineman tear their ACL in football, there is no running them in and, hey, let's just go scan it. No, you have to wait for all the swelling, all that fluid, everything to go down so you can get it in the MRI machine and see what the hell's going on.
Keith Sager says Kobe shooting his free throws with the torn Achilles. You remember that. He knew something popped. And he goes to the bench and he tells him, he rubs it and he's like, man.
I will say.
He's like, man, the hell?
And this isn't, Jake Odorizzi is not a level baseball player Kobe was of a basketball player. But there's something different to shooting free throws with a torn Achilles to pitching with a torn Achilles.
Once you have to throw that. I think he didn't know. The only reason he shot him was because he didn't know it was that serious, so he didn't want to be checked out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So he said, let me shoot these real quick. But he knew, like, this thing is an
He knew
Achilles,
something was up.
For you to come back at that age from an Achilles, some people don't ever come back from the Achilles injury. That's a rare one. And all of a sudden, that's why when people threw out Achilles here first, it was like, man, can we go through A, B, and C first? Because Achilles that's tough, especially for a pitcher.
Yeah.
If you talk about Achilles for any sport, any one position, a pitcher, depending on if it's his planted foot or the one he's gonna extend to, whichever, if it's back foot or the one he plants, either which way, that Achilles comes into play every single time. I hate it to happen right when he was getting it together. That's what hurts the most because at this point in time, you almost started using the word trust. Like, I trust him a little bit.
And, I mean, the Astros are coming home for a 4-game stint with the Rangers starting Thursday. Dusty had alluded to the fact that, like, hey, we're going to go back to our 6-man starting rotation. They still nobody's seen Lance McCullers pitch because he's still dealing with the elbow problem that he had last year right before the World Series. Now, they got to be on the phone with the training staff going, I don't care what's going on with McCullers. You get him moving. Like, we need him we are starting to lose pitchers. Either that or James Click needs to start looking either lower level to promote or, hey, maybe it's time we make a trade. Maybe, we just made a trade for this Mauricio Dubon or whatever his name from San Francisco. Maybe we start packaging up another guy and get him out and go get another pitcher. Because I don't know what's going to happen. I like where they're at with Verlander and Framber. And, I mean, if you permanently pull Christian Javier out of the bullpen and he's a starter, he was a little rough last time.
You're in for a ride.
I mean, you could stack, Javier, Garcia, Framber, and Verlander, and you'd be okay. But I don't want to run that much of their arm this early in the season. You've got to get some more guys in that starting rotation who are going to alleviate some of the pressure, and you got to do it soon.
What do you guys think? Is it time to bring back McCullers sooner than later? By the way the reports have been going that something isn't right. They're hoping that they could have prolonged this. They're hoping that Christian Javier could have panned out to be, okay, it may be a little rusty at points, but let's be so solid around that lineup that we can extend the time that we wait for Lance. But at this point, if you got guys dropping, you got to have someone you could trust again in there. I'm not sure when Lance McCullers gets the call and has to make that move because they were hoping, they're hoping like, please just keep extending these streaks. Our pitching is fantastic on that win streak. It was all on the backs of the pitching. So they're like, yes, please. McCullers is over there like, yeah, I'll be back. Just y'all keep winning. Now it's what you said. Now they're getting that call like, hey, how you feeling lately?
Yeah. I mean, you've got 5 guys out there. You've got, Justin Verlander and then, which is actually kind of awesome. The fact that you have Justin Verlander And then you have all these young cats, Christian Javier, who, like I said, he's been roughed up a little bit, but there is some hope that maybe he can turn some stuff around. You've got Fromber, who's shown that he has ace potential. You've got guys like Luis Garcia, who I saw a couple of different MLB commentators say, yeah, Luis Garcia will win a Cy Young in the next couple of years. They expect. I don't remember who. Oh God, I wish I had.
They went that far.
He's like, I was in London. I saw, and I was like, man, what the hell did Christian Javier do on the mound last night?
With the Rookie of the Year campaign, he started off strong.
You've got Jose Urquidy out there, so you've got 5 pitchers, but you gotta see Lance McCullers moving with a hurry. You've got to see him getting up fast, and I want to see him getting it. Not getting it back together, but I need to know that there's an update on the horizon, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that the Lance McCullers thing will come back.
It very well could. Let's get to the rest of the recap from yesterday. We got a few videos that I ran across on these tabs here. Let's run through those. Just randomness. Something else that stuck out. When you think of
Fenway was rough yesterday.
When you think of bad first pitches, automatically right off the top, 50 Cent. It comes to play. Everyone remember that one. How can you forget? There's many of them. Nowadays, you see I guess the brave ones still go back from the mound, but sometimes they're going like halfway. They're saying, you know what, I'm not going to embarrass myself out here. I'm just going to throw halfway. Who's going to tell me anything? You never even see those. But what happens when world famous Steve Aoki does this?
Woo! Bye-bye.
Where was that? Where was that ball going?
I like how they brought out the old school like NHL puck tracker there.
Yeah. Where was...
And I will say, everybody loves to criticize a bad first pitch. I'm not going to lie. But if you've ever stood on a pro mound...
Yeah.
Or a minor league mound, 60 feet, 6 inches is a long, long way. You don't think it. Even when you're sitting in the stands, you could be sitting third base side right behind the freaking dugout. You could be sitting first base side. You look at it and you go, oh, that's not that far. And then you stand out there and you look at how far that plate is away. And not only do you have to get it there, you also don't want to skip it. Because if you skip it, well, you might as well throw out, the 5-year-old who does the play ball call to throw out the first pitch. You've got to get it over there without a bounce.
It ended up on that net up there. So my question is, do you think that he did
Let me see. Here,
watch this.
Let's find a better version or a better angle.
There's so many angles. Yeah, keep watching them. There's back angles, far angles. It ends up on his net.
Winds up, and woo!
Look, it's up on this net.
It rolls up the net that's there to protect everybody from foul balls out of play and everything, and then it rolls back down. You remember the old so Vegas used to have these because when I was a kid, I used to walk by and my grandparents let me play a couple times. Remember they used to have the carnival games down on that main drag where you could play the basketball hoop where it shot up and then rolled back. That's what that was.
Yeah.
That was shooting a basketball and it comes rolling back down because you missed.
Like, he had to practice this amongst friends, amongst his buddies. Like, hey, yo, I got a kind of a big deal going on. What do you got, Steve?
I mean,
I'm throwing out the first pitch at Fenway. They're like, what? Well, let's practice. In his practice rounds, I guarantee you towards the end of it when he said, okay, I'm confident enough to do this, I don't think he ever threw it that bad. I think just a moment. You're in that moment, you're thinking, man,
you got adrenaline going. You got all these eyes on you. You're having fun. Like, what kid never thought about being a professional baseball player? I sucked at baseball. I played baseball 1 year. But still, being a professional baseball player would have been so cool. And I had this conversation with a buddy of mine who had thrown out a first pitch in an Astros game. If I ever get asked to do a minor league game or wherever, I don't care. You know how much I'll practice? You know how much I will set up a little fake mound in my backyard? I love my yard. I'm not Barry level on my yard, but I love my yard. I'll put a little mound in my backyard so I can practice. I want to know that I could go out there and do it.
Which one makes you more look like a fool for the non-pro? The pitch or the extra point kick?
Oh,
because you see people looking like fools trying to kick an extra point. They run up there and they just boing.
Yeah, that's
The extra point's tough.
Everybody says that they can make an extra point. Everybody says that they can, and I will preface this. I did that in school.
You were the kicker?
Yeah. And so I still have a tee. I still have a tee where and last time I went out, it was 8 years ago now or so. I went out. School? I can still, junior high. And then I tore up my knee.
How far could we kick in your prime?
And then I could kick a 38-yarder.
That's far.
And then in college, when I was working out, I was able to hit a 44-yarder.
Texans, if you're listening out there.
Without bodies in front of me, that was just with the tee. That was just with the holder. Now I could probably still hit 35.
If Fat Randy Bullock has got a job in the NFL, why can't this man? On this show right here.
But
this
you
is dreams.
You don't realize, a lot of people look at kickers and go, oh, come on. And then you go up there and you try to kick it. And if you don't know how to kick correctly because you didn't play soccer or you didn't kick a football in junior high, high school, college, whatever, you don't understand. You got to get some lift on it. You can't just toe it and expect it to go up in the air. No, there's a lot of lift and mechanics to make it go up.
Yeah, you got to hit that thing, not perfect, but you have to hit it pretty well to make that ball go. 281-522-6336. You might have to refresh that. I think that's on the next video. It might have played the first one through, if I'm not mistaken. Get in on the show at any point, guys. Ladies, on this next video, this one's for you. Ladies, what do you do here if you're in this predicament, in this situation? What are you doing? You're on the flight. You're going on vacation. Girl, you have worked your ass off all year, and your boss said, get out of here. Go have a good time. And you said, I'm going to go have a damn good time. You get on the plane, and you notice the person sitting next to you, you're in B, the person in C, or A, I'm sorry. The person in A, a window seat, you notice this, their phone.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Clearly got a phone out. This has gone viral. Person next to her is just literally taking pictures of her toes. Look. She didn't say anything. People are like, why wouldn't you say something? Why are you not going to someone in charge and saying, hey, can you move me? Like, I got a pervert. Do you stop him? Do you take the phone? Many people said, are you asking for a cut? What are you doing here?
I mean, she's a social media influencer or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. She's got several million followers as it is. So, I mean, and look, she's an attractive girl. But yeah, that's very weird to take a picture of a random chick's feet.
To get caught.
And to get caught. But to do it in general, even if you don't get caught, that's kind of weird, guys. Like, come on. I'm going to say this. I'm pretty sure, actually, I don't think Twitter existed anymore. I think it was MySpace at the time. I don't know, because I had to have a smartphone by then. There was one point in time where I took a picture of a dude because...
Whoa, don't cut that sound bite.
Hold on. On a flight from Houston to Nashville, it's a 2-hour flight. Dude literally is in the row in front of me, not first class, the row right behind first class, and coach slips off his work shoes and then puts them up on the wall that separates first class and coach.
That's uncalled for.
With his socks and everything, just hanging up next to...
You know what I'm doing? I'm hitting
my service button. And I took a picture of this, and I sent it to my friend I was flying to in Nashville, and I said, do I say something?
Got to.
Like, do I... And now I want to get into this. We're going to do a poll tomorrow about taking your shoes off on a flight, because I want to know if I was in the wrong here.
No, you can't be taking your shoes off there. I mean, that's just a no-no. You can't be taking your shoes off on a flight like
Ever?
that. On a flight?
Ever. 8 hours. You're stuck in that seat for 8 hours. You're not going to pop your shoes off. And I'm not saying you're in the aisle. I'm saying you're
just
against the
just
window.
Slide them off like this under your seat?
Yeah.
Well, under your seat, I guess. I thought I'm more saying like put them up on anything.
No, because on the flight to London and from London, it was my wife and I sitting next to each other, so she was the only person near me. I fly in my boots because they're easy to take off when you go through freaking security. So I popped about 3 hours in, I had 5 hours left. I was going to go to sleep, and my feet were hot. So I popped off my boots. I put them back under the seat where my boots were, where like the carry-on goes, but I didn't have a carry-on. And I didn't lay my seat back. I laid over on my wife's shoulder, and I went to sleep. Fair or foul?
What do you guys think? Aggie or always one team. I think he's saying foul. Don't take your shoes off anywhere unless your ass is at home. I think he's out. Anyone out? Are you allowed to take your shoes off
Nobody saw that I had my shoes
on the
off.
plane? Are you allowed to take them off? Sometimes you see people waiting for their plane right there in the terminal, right outside the terminal. You're waiting for it,
That's weird.
and then they have their bags. They take off their shoes, and then they just put like their socks. They got their feet crossed, and then they just sitting their toes in the air. Is that foul? Is it foul? How do you feel about when you have to go to a friend's house and take off your shoes?
That I feel weird. I rarely take my shoes off at home. Like, my shoes are off when I get out of bed, and then when I get ready to either leave the house or go out and take my dog for a walk, I'll put my shoes on. I'll keep my shoes on most of the day, almost the entire day.
And I understand the theory whenever someone says, hey, I'm just trying to keep the floors clean. Some religions,
Wear Crocs. Get the hell out of here.
they're you know, they don't like to bring in, for whatever reason, whatever comes in from the shoes, they feel like you're bringing in. I get it. Okay, everyone's got their thing. But to me, it just feels like anytime I have to take my shoes off and, you know, say you're dressed up, not even dressed up, but you dressed up all right. You're going to a friend's house for whatever occasion. Then all of a sudden it's take off your shoes. Now you're walking around slipping. You just feel like, I don't know, it makes you feel like you're 18, 17 again. You're just like, what am I doing here? Like, are we having a sleepover? Do I got top bunk in this bitch? Like, what are we doing here?
And everybody's telling me, oh, just wear slides. No, I don't wear slides. 2, if I'm wearing any type of sandal, anything open toe, I'm not wearing socks. So no, I'm not wearing my flip-flops on a plane either, because I'm not exposing my actual like raw feet to the world. I wear socks, I wear boots, and then I pop my boots on. Again, a 3-hour flight, a 4-hour flight, LA to New York, whatever that is, was it 3.5, 4 hours? I'm not topping my shoes off. I don't care. But this is 8 hours. This was from Atlanta to London and London to Atlanta.
It's a long.
Houston to London or Houston to Atlanta? No, I didn't do that. London, Houston? No, didn't do that. Houston to Nashville, Houston to Denver, anywhere I've flown, I don't take off my shoes. But 8 hours on a plane where I wasn't moving, I popped them off. I don't care.
They're going on you. What the hell, Aaron? Somebody be thinking, damn, that's even longer that your feet
They
were
think it's weird that I'm hating
circulating.
on slides. Yeah, I don't hate on other people wearing slides. I can't wear them. I don't like them. Haven't liked them since I was a kid. I got them when I was playing soccer because everybody else on the team had them, and I wore them for about 2 weeks, and I was like, man, I'm done with these. These things suck.
Some people don't like the flopping in the back of them.
It's not that I don't like that. They don't stay on. Like,
I'm a slides with socks in the airport good guy because I hate going.
I saw plenty of those too.
I hate going through the when you have to take off your belt and everything. So I'm super prepared. I just like to take off my slides, but I'm still in socks. So I go up there. I'm not just walking through that thing barefooted. Go up there. Then you walk through. Your slides are right there. You slide them on. You're good to go. You just boom.
But see, that's why I wear
while
the
everyone
boots.
else is tying shoes or boots. Yeah, you just.
That's why I wear the boots. I take off my boots. I take off my belt. Put my boots in my belt. Everything that's in my pockets, my credit cards, my cash, my phone, everything goes in my hat. My hat goes behind the boots. Goes through the scanner. I immediately can take my boots off or take my boots out, throw them on, and then I can put everything else back in my pockets and my hat on and my belt on while I'm walking.
Yeah,
I'm about time and efficiency.
Aggie Milkman says old school, you would take off your shoes if you saw them by the door. That's still nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Even nowadays, if you get to a house, you're like, hey, what's up? And then you tell your boy, what's up? Hey, this is my wife. First time over there. You're like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, work friend. And then all of a sudden you look to your left and it's like tunnel vision. And you see Adidas slides, some Adidas, and maybe an Under Armour jacket hanging right there. And you're like, so this is a normal thing. Then you look down at your homeboy, and you just see some white socks, low cut. What do you do at that moment? Are you going to just be disrespectful and wait for them to ask? Or are you going to take it upon yourself like, hey, no shoes in the house, right? Like, what do you do? It's an uncomfortable
I'll
situation, right? Do you
I don't
ask?
care. I don't get embarrassed about it. I'll just ask. Be like, hey, man, you want me to take my shoes off? I don't mind. I don't
They're
care.
like, did he say Aaron? How about the things like at the hospital, the bootsies or whatever, you know, the little blue things you just slide over, you just slide them over your feet and you just keep walking around. I hate doing it, but I get it, and I'll do it if someone asks me. If someone asks me, it's like, all right, what are you gonna do? You're gonna tell them no? Now the ones that don't like it, you ever been at a family function or something, and they ask your uncle to take it off, and then your uncle got a big ass hole in his sock and his big toes just hanging out the whole time? That's why his ass didn't want to do it. You see the ones with the funky socks. As soon as it's time to take off your shoes, you know who's got the stinky feet or the bad socks. Mismatching socks. They'll tell you right off the way, like, damn, it was laundry. day that I could, right off the top, they're making excuses. One of them just got a big ass ingrown toenail, just big ass toenail hanging out.
See, what had happened was I didn't do laundry, or what had happened was I washed my feet like 2 days ago.
I lost my toenail clippers in 2014. This is what happened here. You're like, nah, uncle, you just got a cornfield on your feet. Go ahead and embrace it, because I know your feet are on fire right now. And hopefully you guys are on fire. Let's get to halftime. Let's do some marbles. Let's get this thing going. 281-522-6336. If you want to get in on the other side of the show, you want to get in on trivia, we got to break out the gauntlet again. Nobody gets to the gauntlet. The baby genius that is Dr. Dre was in here. Everyone that wants to go through this trivia, Clarence has tried many of times, but he has failed. TD Pookie, but he failed. Are you up next? Don't go anywhere. This is all it takes. Please share it on your social medias. Let's grow this thing. We'll be right back.
All right, Odd Squad. Let me get my fancy marbles loaded up, and we shall race. All right, there we go. Marble time. All right. Cosmic Chaos. Why the hell not? Let's do it. Cosmic Chaos! Exclamation point play in the chat if you want to race. I want to race just so I can kick y'all's ass. If my watch will update. There we go. 60 seconds. I will give you 60 seconds to get your marble in the race. 60 seconds and well, now 50 seconds. But yeah, we will race. All right, 10 seconds. If you want in there and you're not there, exclamation point play in the chat. There's what, 23 y'all that want to race? A bunch of y'all that just want to watch, I guess. Man, why is my mouse being so spazzy? Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. All right. Maybe. Come on. All right. Let's do this. I don't know what shit y'all are talking to each other. I've gotten lost in the chat. All right. There we go. Everybody's rolling around the giant funnel of death. Let's look at what this track looks like. Ooh, loop-de-loops. Yeah, this doesn't look dangerous at all. All right. Always one team out there in first. You Suck 2 in second. Skinny Money in third. Clarence in fourth. Woo. Clarence, when was the last time you went on a loop-de-loop roller coaster? Hell yeah, Grease Lightning. Yeah. I miss that damn roller coaster. Asshole shutting down Astroworld. Shit. Skinny Money's out there. Pelly Rat's out there. Skinny Money's just extending that lead. Yeah. Who's in second place? Chris. Was it Chris? Uriel Villanueva. There's a whole bunch of y'all fighting for second place, but Skinny Money is just rolling through here. Woo. And you win. Look at that, Skinny Money. Dre's in second place. Dre's fighting for second. See if anybody. Ooh. Ooh. Dre beat Pelly Rat. Photo finish by a hair. Well, our top 10 is in there. Oh, hey, there's mine. I don't know what place I came in. There we go. Let's find out. Skinny Money, Dre, Pelly Rat, one team. Anybody get booted? Oh, Chuck and Uriel Villanueva both got booted off the track. I wish I would have seen that. I don't know why. It's fun to see marbles fly. Oh, and I came in 11th. Look at you, CC, in 13th while you're in your damn meeting. You're not a slacker at all. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Welcome back, Marbleheads. 281-522-6336. Phone line's open for you if you want to jump in at any time, or if you want to just keep joining us on this chat. I see shots getting fired. I see Ivan calling Dr. Dre Baldy, Dr. Dre calling him Gordito. Goodness, some of us are a little bit of both, bald and Gordito. Be careful where you shoot shots. There's bald and Gorditos all over.
Can't we
this
all
here
just
chat.
get along?
Please. Like how Lionel Messi and David Beckham are about to start getting along.
Whew.
Can't they all start getting along? Is the MLS going to be a little bit more popular in the next upcoming few years? Because before we went on air, news broke, a bombshell, that what many consider the best player in the world, maybe not now, but in his point, Lionel Messi will acquire a percentage of Inter Miami, which also is owned by one David Beckham, about 35%. So then when you first read that, you're like, wow, okay. But then the lead here, he'll also join the franchise in 2023 as a player. My goodness. My goodness. Messi is going to be an owner/player in the MLS. How do you feel about this?
I mean, so this happens apparently a lot in soccer with all this stuff.
But not to the MLS, though.
No. But soccer's, you're not going to see Patrick Mahomes buy up a chunk of the Chiefs and then go out there and play in the Chiefs. Like, yes, he owns part of the Royals. Fair enough. He's not playing for the Royals. Like, you know, LeBron doesn't own part of the Lakers from the Buss family. No. Like, this is something that happens in soccer a lot. Or football a lot, whatever. I got corrected when I was in London. Oh, you're not soccer. Oh, you're talking about soccer? Oh no, we call it football. I know what you call it, freaking weirdos. I think it's interesting because what do you do if you have a star player like that who just doesn't like the coach and he goes, "Hey, I own 30% of this team. Screw this guy. Let's get him out of there." So I think it'll be interesting. I mean, he's a great player to watch, even at the age he's at. I've seen him play once live and in person, and I was up. It was at NRG Stadium when they played the CONCACAF Gold Cup or World Cup or whatever it was in 2015, I think. And yeah, I was all the way up in the press box watching him, but watching that dude play was electric. And then standing right next to him, and you find out he's a wee lad, is even funny. He's even funnier.
Little. He's very, very short. We have a caller here. Let's get to this caller. Who do we have on the line?
Clarence.
Oh.
Clarence.
What up, Clarence?
What up, Aaron?
Let's see. Let's see what we have. This don't sound like no Clarence.
I'm on the office phone.
Oh,
It's
okay.
me.
There it is. No, that's Clarence. Let's see what we got here.
You want some of this trivia? Is that what you want?
Yeah. I can't run from trivia. Blackjack would have been easier for me, but yeah.
All right, let's see. Where's my music? There we go. There's my music.
There you go. Trivia times are back.
Let's see. All right, let's go to your TV trivia. What was the name of Archie's wife on the show All in the Family? It was Archie Bunker, and who was he married to?
Ooh, you asking me the whitest show on earth? Oh.
You didn't watch All in the Family? Come on.
Want to say Ethel?
Final answer?
Yeah, it's Ethel. No, it's not Ethel.
It's Edith.
It's not Ethel.
Edith.
What?
You got
Yeah,
close
I knew
though.
it was an E.
What is the biggest supermarket chain in the U.S.?
Supermarket chain.
Yeah, which one is the biggest? 5, 4, 3,
I would
2,
have to
1.
say Walmart, because
Kroger.
Technically-
He's got to go perfect. He's got to go perfect here. This man's got to go perfect. I would have said Randall's or Kroger, I think. Maybe Randall's. Randall's expensive as hell.
Let's see. No, that's a mean one. Which baseball great was nicknamed Iron Man?
and he goes asking baseball question. Iron Man. It had to be a pitcher, I would guess. Let's go Clemens. I don't know.
That would be Cal Ripken Jr.
Goodness. What? He's already lost, so let's see if better ingredients, better pizza is the advertising slogan for which company?
Papa John's.
Okay.
We got to lighten up.
So at least we know
apparently.
he's alive.
What country did the croissant originate in? Was it A, France, B, Italy, C, Austria, or D, Germany?
Eliminate the obvious. Go Germany.
It would be Austria.
Who is this guy?
I knew it was one or two of them.
I'm gonna save the rest of these questions in case somebody else calls. I found a pretty good list of them here. Appreciate you calling in, Clarence. Another day, another brave one though. At least he's brave
Next
enough.
one is blackjack.
Hey, next time we'll get him on the blackjack. I think we're gonna have to get the winner has to win the trivia, and then they take those winnings to the blackjack table and try to double up. Appreciate you calling in and checking out the show. The phone
All right,
lines
boys.
are open again. 281-522-6336. You heard it there. I don't even want to see what the chat is going. I bet there's shots. I bet I got to put on a bulletproof vest to get in here right now. Clarence just got turned onto baseball by me a few years ago. Clarence is a foodie. You should know this. Here it goes. Clemens was a rocket. Oh, my goodness.
Tony Stark was Iron Man. Yeah, okay.
Jefecito, yo. What up, Jefecito? Joe Busy, laughing his ass off. Anybody who wants to step on in here, any brave souls, the trivia line is open.
Anyways, back to this Messi thing.
Messi, how do you feel about this?
I think it's interesting because, again, what happens when an owner player decides he wants the coach gone because he's got an... I mean, how much does a coach do in soccer anyways? Honestly.
It depends.
And I say that with... I mean, I really liked Tab Ramos when he was the coach of the Dynamo. I had talked to him a few times when I worked with Glenn Davis. He was a cool guy. But how much does a soccer coach do in professional soccer? I mean,
overall, I think this is what he's doing. I don't think he's coming here necessarily. Obviously, he's not coming here to lose, but I think he's coming here, and the reason he's going to play is because that'll get the franchises boosted. Obviously, he's owner now, and I think he'll just play a few years and retire. I don't think he's coming in here saying, man, I'm going to break this MLS down and retire a 5-time champion. Now, don't get me wrong. He very well could because he's going to step out there. They're going to put some players around him. That's for damn sure. But I think he's more just taking it in like this is like his last hurrah. And that we always knew that. This is what's crazy. Although the MLS is on the lower end of playing for as far as talent and whatnot, a lot of these old players are going to, you saw with Beckham, you see Ibrahimovic came here, right? Zlatan. You're going to see a lot of these players come in here at the end of their careers because this is the place they can mostly get money. It's either here or it's in Saudi Arabia. For whatever reason, they're out there paying just because no one wants to play there. So they'll go out there and they had James, for example. They took James from Real Madrid, paid him a bunch of money. No one else wanted to pay James. James is out there playing with scrubs in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden it's like, where are you going to go? Well, U.S. will pay you a bushel of cash. Do you still want to go over there? Yeah, I'll go over there and take it. And that's what we're going to have happen here. Messi's going to open up the gateway. Other players are going to think, you know what, I can go there. Maybe not so much as owning a team, especially not 35% of a team. But I think this is not from the player coach standpoint, not that aspect, but just for the aspect of bringing a big name. Now anybody could say, man, if Messi went there, if David Beckham went there, I can go there. You know, there's no name that's too big now for MLS soccer, put it that way. Just 2 years ago, a year ago, he got signed by PSG, and he's over there playing with Mbappe and Neymar, right? Everyone thought, oh, my God, they're going to win it all, until they didn't. And all of a sudden, Mbappe looks over, and he's like, I'm the man here. I'm the young guy. Like, I'm the best player in the world right now. Why did y'all bring Messi here? So what'd he say? He said, man, I'm out of this. Trade me. So Mbappe was about to leave anyways. He's probably going to go to Real Madrid, and Messi's going to leave in 2 years. See what a mess it is? Soccer comes with a lot. Soccer's like radio guy. It comes with a lot of pride. and they're like, hold up. What are you doing? Moving on in? Hold up.
It's just so much to keep track of and all that. It's like, there are too many damn leagues. I like it. I got the NFL. And don't come to me with, oh, you got the USFL and you got the XFL. No, I got the NFL. I got the NBA. I got MLB. I don't need to keep track of other freaking leagues.
It's a lot.
I don't need to do that. So, I mean, and the funny thing is Messi's only 34 years old. If he wanted to, he could run circles around the MLS for 10 years. And he will.
He'll run.
He could go 10 years doing it.
Yeah. It's a matter of when he just decides to call it quits. But one thing that it's going to do, it's going to be some shine on the league, at least for a little bit. And hopefully he brings some players with him and whatnot. But now you at least have Messi ties to the organization for some years to come. He bought 35%. I don't think he's going to buy it and just sell it a few years later. Messi's going to be engraved into this league for some time to come. Let's get to, what do we have? Man, hold up. We didn't get to it yesterday. We got to get to it today. We're going to fly through it some. But it's a Man Hold Up Tuesday. And we're going to start with this first one here. Hold up. Go ahead and click these videos. Oh, what do you guys make of this? Over the weekend, there was a raccoon in the stands of a college baseball game. I have to remember which Man Hold Up we did. This was from yesterday. So, yeah, check that out. Isn't that insane? What? And
dude's holding up it like it's a championship trophy.
Like we've seen like cats run across the field, and you always wonder how the hell did that get there. Then you see this. Now, this other video that we're going to look at, it's going to be from another angle. Watch him, how he's holding it.
My boyfriend got attacked by a raccoon tonight at the baseball game.
Hey, stop it.
That hurt me.
Now he's got to get a rabies test and everything.
That hurt me. Just, let it. Look, that guy came. Bro, what is it? Did you see how I got a hold of him? Like, it had a grasp of him. But what do you do? If you let it go, that raccoon's running wild through that stadium.
I mean, you can be a hero if you want. Good Lord. Like, raccoons carry rabies. That's not bullshit. That's not a, like, oh, well, yeah, there was this one time a raccoon. No, raccoons carry rabies. It happens. It's a lot higher chance of getting bit by a raccoon with rabies than a dog with rabies.
Does a possum carry rabies?
Yes.
Why are people saying possums? When I see possums being spoken of and they use the term cute, I'm like, when the hell is a
Who's
possum?
calling a possum cute?
Many times I've seen. I'm gonna show you, and then they said that they didn't carry. That possums aren't. They don't carry it. I said, man, I'm not sure if I need to even look this up. I thought possums were a dirty animal.
Apparently they don't. Possums can't carry. They have some type of immunity where rabies can't. The rabies virus doesn't attach to their.
They look like they got
system.
rabies. They
Interesting.
Look like that's not.
I
good.
stand corrected.
I still don't want a possum sitting around my house. See, I saw a post and people were going back and forth. I think it was like someone found a possum family, like a little nest of it, and the possum had babies, and people were like, "Oh, how cute!" I'm like, "What are we?
Possums are. I'm not gonna lie.
What are we talking about?"
Now, I don't hate possums. They are good because they eat a lot of nasty stuff like ticks and snakes and stuff like
That's
that.
what Potts just said right
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, they eat ticks and stuff. They're good for that, but they're still ugly.
I'm not messing
They're
with
not attractive animals.
Well, if you want to be the hero, let's see this other video. This guy could have been a hero.
Look, we got a little foul ball
Whoop.
action.
Oh my goodness.
Bail.
He said,
Oh, my
hell no.
goodness.
Babe, it's all you. Ooh.
She never even got a read on the ball. She's already got her head down. Like she doesn't even have no clue if it's coming that way. Look at her read on the ball. Look, there's no read. She's already got head down.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody said heads up, and she went.
And she
that
just
way.
went straight down.
He's
like,
tracking the ball the whole time, going,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's coming this
that
way."
ball just came off the bat. Bink! And then she goes, as soon as it came off the bat, she just goes, like, he's like, hold on, baby. It might be coming this way. Look at him. He said, do you want to be a hero earlier? The other guy, what about this guy?
I mean,
The hero everyone needs? And look, how do you come back from that? At that point, you got to escort yourself out. Like,
who doesn't try to catch a foul ball?
Especially,
I will get it. Trust me. I was out in the mezzanine last season, 2 seasons ago, and a screaming home run came at me. I think they were playing the Indians. A screaming home run was hit to that mezzanine. You don't realize how fast that ball travels. I still stood up and tried to catch it. Yeah, you'll look like a fool. But who doesn't try to catch a foul ball that's popped up that high in the air anyways?
You got
It's
time.
lost a lot of
it's
its
blooper.
velocity.
It's a blooper. Yeah, you can even two hand just it's not gonna sting now if it's a line drive. And we have possum fans. Crystal says possums are greater than armadillos.
Hey,
What? I know
Why do you hate on armadillos?
Armadillos carry some disease.
I mean, a lot of animals do.
I think they got rabies.
Oh, they probably do. But I don't go hating on armadillos now. Shit.
Goodness. Stop the animal and animal
Either
crime.
way, if you see a freaking raccoon there, if you're going to protect everybody else and go, you know what, it'll bite me, I'll take the bites, and then I'll go get the rabies test, because there's a lot of needles, I think, involved with the rabies test. Good for you. Now, for that guy, had I been raccoon guy, you know what I'd have done? When I had it in my hand, I'd have pulled my shirt over my head and down my arm to wrap it up in the shirt so it can't get through, so it can't bite me. But that's just me. That's me playing armchair quarterback.
That's Hall of Fame quarterback type stuff. How about this? Will DeAndre Hopkins make the Hall of Fame? One potential Hall of Famer, or not potential, first ballot Hall of Famer got this opinion.
DeAndre Hopkins, this is a tough situation. 6 games. He was on the way to be like a Hall of Famer, and he is, but does this taint his legacy at all, this situation?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He'll still be a Hall of Famer. He's talented, and he'll work through it. It's just some adversity, and he's a tough guy, resourceful, and he'll work his way through it.
As far as the team goes, 6 games, man. This kind of puts them in a really hard spot. He's a key target.
Yeah, I mean, they made the trade for Hollywood, so they got another.
The question being,
they got some talented youngsters that are going into their second year as well. So
should the
Zach
steroids
Ertz,
taint Hopkins' career? Do we look at Julian Edelman with that, or does the Super Bowl rings wash that away? Does the Super Bowl MVP wash that away for one Julian Edelman? Does this prohibit Hopkins from being Hall of Fame material right off the top?
I don't think so, because steroids in the NFL is looked at very differently than it is looked at in Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball, they look at steroid. The voters go, "Oh, steroids! You can never even be mentioning steroids and be in the Hall of Fame conversation." NFL looks at it, and time heals everything. It depends on what. Now, do I think he was on his way to a Hall of Fame career? Do I think he, was on projections for a Hall of Fame career? I don't know. I don't know if he was Hall of Fame worthy yet. I don't know.
Hall of Fame's a big word.
That's a big, and I get it. It's been diluted. It's the Hall of Very Good now. I still don't know if if you want to hold true to Hall of Fame, I don't think he was ready for Hall of Fame talk yet.
He's had his big seasons, but
He's had big seasons, and yes,
but
and
Hall of Fame?
yeah, you're
Does
putting
this
the
make
cart
it
ahead
even
of the
worse
horse.
for him though now? Does this ultimately, because we say when Julian Edelman, for example, You don't think of Edelman unless you really, really know football. Random football fan doesn't remember Edelman in his steroid era now, right? He doesn't remember getting him popped in. They don't remember. They remember, wow, that's that one receiver that would catch balls from Brady. The only one that we really knew his name. We would see him in Super Bowls. He ended up getting a Super Bowl MVP at that. Yeah, that's the guy I remember. Not, man, that little dude was popped for steroids. Never. That's not what you hear from random fan. But from Hopkins, is that what we're going to hear? Because he doesn't have the accolades. He doesn't have anything to show. You know what? We could sweep that up. You don't have any of that. You have some double-digit touchdown seasons. I don't know how many times he's even broken 1,000 yards. But he's more of a, he was getting double-digit touchdowns here and there. But I think he has to still play his ass off. Now he really has to live up. I think he has to really show up to make Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, yeah, he can't just go off of what he's already done and end up doing. I mean, let's see. He's been in the league since 2013. The most he's ever had is 1,572 yards.
How many times has he had 1,000?
Most of his career.
How many times double-digit touchdowns?
3 times.
See, that's not enough.
In 8 years.
In 8 years, that's not enough.
Yeah.
You got to get double-digit touchdowns at least.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing is that he's averaging he's averaging 13.4 yards per reception, which yes, some of it goes to having shitty quarterbacks when you were here in Houston, but I mean, he's at 10,000 yards. That's not nearly what I wouldn't be putting him on Hall of Fame level yet. I don't know why people are jumping out so fast and going, "Oh, well, he's got to be a Hall of Famer." I don't think he's I haven't looked this up. I don't think he's ever led the league in receiving. So let's pump the brakes on this. Oh, well, steroids taint his Hall of Fame. Well, no, he needs to earn his spot into the Hall of Fame chatter first.
Has he even surpassed Andre Johnson on the totem pole?
Oh, God, no.
No?
God, no.
Not even close?
Andre Johnson was a better wide receiver.
Virginia Buttonweed says D-Hop got a way to go to even be on Andre Johnson's level.
He's right. That can't. DeAndre Hopkins is a great receiver. He's got hands that can catch everything. I get that. But he is not. I mean, think about some of the guys. Okay, let's compare it to somebody else who, finished his career earlier than he probably should have. Calvin Johnson. Where do you rank him against Calvin Johnson? Nowhere near.
Nowhere near. No, he's not nowhere near.
Okay,
Megatron.
let's put him up against the current player, Cooper Kupp.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near the level of receiver that Cooper Kupp is. And he's played a little bit longer, but Cooper Kupp right now looks like he's going to have a far better career than DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, no, Hopkins has a lot to live up to still. Now that you really break it down like that, he's going to have a lot to live up to. Let's get to this next one. Man, hold up. Check out this video. Wrestling fan like nothing. Oh. Come here.
Kimbo Slice looking mother.
Wrestling guy's just doing his normal routine. He's got to heckle the crowd, right? Wrestling, that's what the wrestler does. He heckles the crowd. Well, here comes this knucklehead asshole and headbutts him. Start it over real quick just so they can see the headbutt, because it goes a while. It's a brawl. But look how he comes out of nowhere. Wrestler's just heckling the crowd like normal the wrestler does. Watch this headbutt. He's just, yeah. Boom.
Oh. Who goes for the headbutt as the first shot?
That's crazy move, right?
You got to be ballsy. You ever headbutted somebody?
No, you got to know you're going to connect too, because if you miss, that was your clean shot.
Headbutts hurt.
Look at this. All hell breaks loose though, because that wrestler wasn't backing down. He is pissed. He said, "Come here. You want some of this? What's up? You're gonna hit. I'm entertaining out here. This is entertainment."
Get him out of here!
My God.
People are pissed. Look.
And no offense to the amateur or the semi-pro wrestlers. I know, we got a buddy in Booker T who runs a bunch of this. Come on, man.
What is going on?
What kind of crowd is showing up to this stuff?
Oh, I've seen the crowds that show up. I've gone to one, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's not a crowd you want to hang out with.
Look at this. This is what we have here. Old boy should get his ass whooped though for that, right? He knows he's part of the show. He's got a headbutt with no follow-up is a bad move. Yeah, once you're committed to the headbutt, you got to come in with like a with something unorthodox like an
But
elbow.
again, going with the headbutt right off the bat, that's just ballsy.
Yeah, you don't just hold the trigger and hit square and then just let go of the remote, right? You hit that square and then you got to go in for like the triangle, like, pow, triangle, bitch.
I mean, he's never allowed. Never mind. I was gonna make up a lame, derogatory joke name of a wrestling organization.
They should
but,
jump that fool for being an idiot. Don't think there's some crazy. Those fans in there are commit. I'm telling you, I've been to bookers, and every wrestling organization, they have their own story within a storyline, right? That's how the storyline. That's how you find champions. And one of them have a girlfriend. They have their storyline within the wrestling roster, right? So you'll see them come out there, and I've gone a few times. You'll see them come out there, and you'll know, okay, this is the bad guy to everyone. He'll come out there and he's heckling people. He's like, what? And you'll see grown men. I'm talking about grown ass men. And this little thing, and they'll have a sign. They'll be like, boo, like real into it. And I'm looking next to my wife, like, damn, like these boys like are into this, and this is a little storyline that they're. And Brad's in there calling the fights, and he's just like screaming. I'm like, dude, it's jam packed. If you ever go, don't get me wrong, we went a few times because it gets so interesting because you know but it's like. It's so intimate. Like whenever the slam, like when you watch it on TV, you don't feel that slam. Those dudes, when they do a slam on that, the whole thing bounces. And whenever it's a little show like that, like then people are so into it to that point that it's like boom, like the whole thing. Me and my wife are sitting in the back. I'm just sitting back there. They had like $2 canned beer. It was like one of those places. I'm back there drinking a Lone Star. Like, what is this? Just boom, every time somebody would slam or somebody gets on the top rope and then they do this, like everyone starts counting. I'm like, what the? Everyone in that thing sold out. And Booker comes out like in between fights and he gets it crazy. It's just, wrestling guy is not going anywhere. Do you ever ask yourself when WWE's going to run out of storylines? Because it's like, bro. Like,
because they recycle a bunch of old shit.
Yeah, it's recycled as hell. You watch some of this, like the last time I watched WWE, they had one guy that was playing the back, and he was just running from everybody. He would get in the ring. It was the most ridiculous thing. They go fight, like it start, and then he would go, and he'd just take off running around the ring.
Didn't somebody did that in the 90s,
I'm
too.
like, what grown-ass man? It's got to be a recycle. He's running around the ring while the other guy's chasing him, and he stops, and the other guy just runs off to the platform, gets a mic, does something else, then he acts like he's gonna go back in there and fight. I'm like, what the? During the pandemic when there was nothing on and we were all stuck at home, my daughter just decided to pick up wrestling out of nowhere, like because then it came on. They had that one WrestleMania, and it came on. It was the only sporting event. It was the first one to kick. So my daughter got into it. Shortly after that pandemic, she's anywhere close to it because we watch UFC here. So once she hit her next grade, she hit middle school. After the pandemic, she comes back into middle school and she's talking about wrestling. It took about a few minutes before somebody told her, hey, they're not hitting each other. She came home one day just confused, and she said, you're telling me that UFC person is really hitting each other? And because she watches UFC, she thought it was the same thing. And I had to tell her, no, this is just.
Oh, that's a broken face.
That's a broken face. This is a broken heart. Like this is just different. My daughter fell off real quick. I even took her. Man, we sat front row. She was in her moment so hard. She was a Bayley fan. We sat front row at the show here. Literally nobody. I was sitting next to Pat McAfee. He was calling the fights. No one was next to us. It was just him right there. Cool. He came over. They all took pictures with her. She was in the zone. It was cool as hell. But I had to let her know, like, hey, this ain't real.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched an actual wrestling match, actual TV wrestling, in I'm 33. So what? I think I was 19 when I watched one for about 5 minutes just to see what was happening and see who the new people were. But I haven't actually sat down and watched an entire wrestling TV event since I was 12 years old, I think so. It's been 21 years since it's the same stuff over and over again. And
yeah, that's why I'm like, what storylines? Crystal says go to an amateur event.
Yeah,
there's
they
a
have one out
at
in Cypress.
I'm telling you guys, we'll go. I'll hit Booker up and we'll get some good seats and we'll go up in there and we'll do an outing. You'll see. It's if you know what you're going into, it's just like, man, these people are wild up in here. Like they are hype. I'm talking about they're dressed up And you're thinking, man, that wrestler's not even a full-time wrestler yet. Like, that dude's in here part-time, and you're going to catch him at Kroger's. You know, he's the meat cutter. That dude's meat cutter / the Intercontinental Champion of this small organization. You know, / whatever else he has to do to make ends meet because they're not making enough money. You see what I'm saying? But out of that same organization of Booker, 2 years ago, he had this girl, and she's blown up, and she made it. She's at NXT now. So and then he got this other guy that's made it. He's in the WWE. He's one of the Hispanic wrestlers there. He came out through Booker. So it's like, man, wrestling's that's a tough gig, man. You have to be at the right place, right time, and catch fire. Like, how many acts have already been done? The mask guy, the luchador. And how many guys? They need to bring back the Big Boss Man, the cop. You remember the Big Boss Man?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they used to have good Jake the Snake. What happened to the Jake the Snake?
Jake the Snake, Sergeant Slaughter, Doink the Clown,
Sergeant Earthquake. You remember big ass Earthquake?
Yeah.
Like I think the actual names in the characters were actually better back then though. If you think of some old ass names, they even had the little guys, Dink and Doink, the little clowns.
Yeah.
You remember Dink and Doink? There was so many.
I mean, I was surprised.
The Macho Man.
Somebody tweeted out recently something like, I'm surprised that the Hardy Boys are still doing wrestling, apparently. That's freaking news to me. They were in their 30s when I was a teenager.
Yeah, and they're still doing those crazy acrobatic things. You know they're like, how are they not broken into pieces? I thought about that too. I was like, they've been jumping off the top. Like, when you see Rey Mysterio fight now.
Is he still doing it?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
When you see him fight.
Wait, is it still him, or do they just get another short little Mexican?
It's him, and now he fights with his son because his son's in WWE.
Oh, good
He's
God.
a badass. So now you don't see little Ray doing the same moves that he used to back in, WCW. You don't see little Rey Mysterio doing, like, don't get me wrong, he'll come off the rope, but it's like he falls on his legs and then he comes down. Back in the day, it was like those.
Yeah, he was sacrificing everything.
But the Hardy Boys are still sacrificing though. I saw them. I'm like,
no.
How are they not dead?
So I want somebody to go, because we know that VB says, I love the Hardy Boys books. Yeah, no, we're talking about the actual wrestlers. The books were kind of cheesy even when I was a kid. But the Hardy Boy, like, I want somebody to do a documentary because, we see all these wrestlers get old and they can barely walk anymore, and they go, yeah, I was taking all kinds of painkillers to get through shows, and I did stuff to my body I would never do again. I want to see the guys who did it, made a couple $1 million over like a 5-year period, and then went, I'm out. I've sacrificed enough. I got enough money that I can retire. I'll go be an accountant. I don't give a shit.
They make so much money.
I want to know those WWE stars who walked away after like 5 years in the spotlight and went, it's not worth it.
It's tough. That money's so good once they get there that but you're right. You don't have many bookers out there that can still run around. Booker's still in top shape. Booker's out there still hitting the weights every day. Booker will run. Booker's in tip top. We've been out of town and he'll just get up and work out. But like, hey man, we're eating breakfast. He's like, all right, give me about an hour and a half. Hitting the weights. I'm like, damn, we were up till 5 a.m. It's 8 now. We just went to sleep. That's how he is. He's always gonna work out, and that's what happens. He always says, "You never know when you're gonna get that call, Bo." He always tells me that. All right, let's get going through this so we can get out of here somewhat on time. Okay, let me pause this. Let me preface this. At what point?
Hey everybody.
At what point in a relationship are you that you have to? Buying a plane ticket's already a commitment if you're just dating, right? At what point do you have to buy first class? Because if you don't buy, you're going on this is your first trip with a girl. You're like, hey, let's buy them tickets. You buy the tickets. You give her the ticket. She thought you were first class, and then she turns on her phone and does this to you in public.
This our first trip together. Hey everybody in first class. I thought he was getting us first class tickets, but he lied. Well, we all the way at 30, ain't But at least it's our first trip. He's trying. Look at him. Aww. Look at y'all in first class. Oh, it must be nice. Look at y'all separate. They gave y'all water already.
Bitch, I'll tell them to put you under there with the luggage.
She said they gave y'all water already.
Because that's not cool. He said,
what the hell?
How embarrassing is that? Look at him back there. You know this isn't just... Look, if it was like a joke, he would have had. He's looking back there like, what the hell is going on? Like,
why you gotta make fun of me?
He's got to take that walk of shame. This isn't one of those walk of shames where you just take a seat. Like, man, He has to walk down that entire aisle. You hear the people laughing. She's like, hey, we're going to go all the way to third AB. You're like, what? What do you do? You're
and
pissed.
Well, one, I'm going to go, you know what? Keep running your mouth. I'll tell them to keep you under the thing with the luggage and the dogs that are in the kennels. First off. Second off, if I'm this dude, you know what I'm doing for the flight home? I'm upgrading my ticket to first class. And I'm leaving her ass in coaching going, what's up, Beyonce? I thought you were an independent woman.
Spirit.
My ass will fight first class.
I'm hitting her with that spirit on the way back.
God.
A little Frontier, but you see it. This
what?
isn't
Look
even
at the
Spirit or
hope.
Frontier.
Look at everything.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Look at that.
Everybody in first class. I thought he was getting us first class tickets, but he lied.
Listen, everybody laughing.
Man, he's like, oh.
38B.
I can't lie, though.
This is our first
It's
trip.
hilarious what she said. She said, this is our first trip. Watch, on hit one more time for the water. Just play from there.
Look at him. Look at y'all in first class. Oh, it must be nice. Look at y'all separate. They gave y'all water already.
Yeah, why you got to tell everybody our business?
Clarence said that's the last trip. Yeah.
What is wrong with her voice, too? Why is her voice deeper than mine?
She just...
Why is her voice deeper than mine? What the hell?
He should buy out a first-class passenger to let her keep going to back. Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
And then he gets to the middle seat. What happens? And then they get set by
Cece
baby.
says she hates her. I hate her, too.
Yeah, like...
I can't stand this
Sometimes
woman.
you watch videos, you're like, oh... Man, let's go to the next one. Let's keep running through these.
I cannot stand that woman. Oh, my God. I hope... Oh, dude. If there's ever been a red flag in a relationship, get out now. Don't put a baby in her. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Sometimes you see things and you feel violated. And this guy said that sometimes to do certain things, to cook a crab a certain way and to get the best results, you have to put the crab to sleep. And to put the crab to sleep...
All right, y'all see this crab? That crab is alive. He's trying to bite me. He's not happy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this crab. And
This is porn, basically.
This is a male crab right here. Put on the porn. Get me.
Look,
So that right there.
he's fondling
is
it.
the male organ. And what we're going to do is we're going to make him go, ugh. See? He likes
We're
it.
going to make him what?
Sit there and you're going to rub that. And just like the rest of us guys, when we go, ugh, he going to lay there and he ain't going to do a damn thing afterwards.
What did he do to Mr. Krabs?
Is he jacking off a crab?
That's exactly what he's
Oh,
doing.
yeah, he's folded up. Now, that crab is done.
Look,
He went, he want a cigarette right now. He ain't doing
give the
nothing.
crab a cigarette.
He is done. That crab.
My goodness. You see the things I run
He is
into?
jacking off a
You
crab.
see the things, a.k.a. pleasuring for all the kids out there. My goodness. You see what he just did to Mr. Krabs? I don't feel like I could eat a crab for a little bit just knowing what he just did.
No,
right
and I don't.
now. I didn't need to know that Krabs had these moments. This man right here, who is? You see the things that I run
jacked
across.
off a crab. Like, what the hell is wrong with? Like, okay. Side note. I know that there are scientists that have researched, and apparently lobsters feel pain. So when you boil them alive, they feel that boil because their brain and their nerve endings are advanced enough to feel pain. When I was in college, there were some, I think, MIT researchers that were working on what looked like, it was supposed to look like a pen, but it was electricity, and you would put it between their eyes on their head and zap them, and that would kill them it would kill their brain cells, so you could throw them in the water and they wouldn't feel the pain because, we got to care about if lobsters feel pain before we eat them. But you're jacking off a crab so you can boil him? Like,
So you could
it
work
would have
with
been
him.
funnier had he gone, you know what? This crab is going to taste delicious, but because he's sacrificing his life for me to eat, I'm going to give him one last ride just for fun. But
Isn't that wild? That's the most wild thing. I said, hold on, wait just a minute.
no,
What the-
VB, that is not the first time he's done that.
No, that's for sure not. He's a pro at this, but the question is this the only time? Does he do it for his own pleasure, or is it only when he's cooking it? He just seemed like
He
this,
just can't. Oh, that's why he eats crabs all the time. They run up to him now.
like
Hey,
what,
crab man, come
what
here.
what is the texture of your finger after that? Is it oily? I don't. Let's go. Keep going.
Does that add the salt to the boil water that you don't even have to add real salt? Ugh. Oh,
if
God.
I have to watch this nonsense, you got to watch this.
Oh
nonsense.
my God, he's jacking off a crab. Like, what the? Well, this is a good way to spend a Tuesday.
What do we got here? I can't read that from here, my man.
All right, so this says Randy Fishkin. I don't know who Randy Fishkin is, but It sounds like he's related to Crab Boy. Our criteria for accounts, public and non-protected, send 1+ tweets in the past 90 days, non-deleted or removed accounts. Together, Spark Turo's Casey Hen and at Semaphore curated 44,058, that is, we believe, statistically significant representative of Twitter's overall user base. This was not the only sample set we analyzed. We also used Elon Musk's suggestion, pictured below, of 100 random Twitter followers. All 93.4 million accounts following Mr. Musk. Only active accounts following Mr. Musk, 26.8 million. An average of all fake followers reports from the last 3.5 years.
Remember that Elon Musk is now prolonging the purchase of Twitter until they can prove, because they said that less than 5% of the Twitter users are robots or fake users. That's what they claimed whenever people buy the shares. It's claimed that, okay, only 5%. Now people are thinking that Elon Musk, this was his plan all along, because he knew that that's not correct. So what did he do? He bought tons of shares of it first, then did this to back them in a corner, saying, if you don't sell, then I'm going to sell these shares anyways, and you're going to plummet regardless. So you're back against the wall. Now that they say, okay, we'll sell it to you, now he's saying we'll prove that it's at least 5. So now that he sold his stock, he doesn't have that because now he's part owner, right? So now he's saying, but before I become part owner, everyone's gonna know how crappy your service is. Like out of 90 million my guys, only 28 million of them weren't even active. Yeah, like that just goes to show you. And he's one of the biggest accounts. So from 90 million to 28 million, you're telling me that there's a big discrepancy in real users. So now he's gonna unveil the cape, like, hey, Twitter isn't what they think these are. Like, these are bots. And that's what his ass is doing. You don't mess with people that are evil and got money. You can't beat them. How do you beat an evil rich man? It's tough.
I mean, he outsmarted everybody. And money, he's got FU money. He can do that with any company he wants right now. He really could.
Appreciate it, Queen Bee. Appreciate that. Sounds like a hostile takeover. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. And he knows that he can get the price he wants on this stock because he can sit there and force them and go, hey, that's not real. So there's the value that I was going to give you is not the value that it's worth. And while he's been doing all this stuff and while that sale was on hold, the stock price tanked too. So he's got him in the palm of his hand. He can do whatever the hell he wants now.
It's ridiculous. When you got that kind of money, it's ridiculous what you can do. Last one here. Too close of a call. What do you guys think? Look, you see a situation going down, a domestic situation. Here you come being nosy. You're like, damn, you're just filming it. You're like, oh my God. Damn. So you start following them. You're like, we got to see how this ends. It's Jerry Bow live on the scene. And we've hit the street.
She's still holding on?
We're going southward down. We're going southbound down Bissonnette.
Live action.
Oh, there goes her phone.
Bro, damn, bro. It's on this bitch, bro.
You're like, at what point do you call the cops and say, man, hold up? But
bro, this crazy.
Look, he starts swinging.
Crazy.
No, what's going to happen?
Wow.
What's going to happen, guys?
She's hanging on.
Is she going to fly off? Is she going to...
Oh! Damn, man.
Dog, that's what you're going to get for being nosy.
I need a new car. On these
How do you explain this to your insurance? For being nosy. For being nosy, you got caught up in the moment. You GoPro head ass fool. You got into GoPro mode. Like, I'm on the scene. I'm going southbound down Bissonnette. What the hell's about to happen? He's doing this number. He's doing this number. And then all of a sudden, they hit the brake. You saw that guy was swinging. She didn't come off, so he hit the brake trying to get her to fly off. He hits the brake. Ah, damn.
You know what? I'm not going to come up with, Clarence, you've got an excuse. You're black. Come up with a nickname for these people, because remember when everybody wanted to be storm chasers because of the movie Twister? So you had every redneck ass person jumping in their old truck and trying to chase down a tornado because they thought they could do. No. Don't do that. Clarence, you come up with a word for this, because thought chaser isn't there, because that's already taken by people who, slide into DMs or something. But good Lord, that was
it's crazy, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen the whole time. When the first time I watched it, I'm like, what is about to happen? Is she going to fly off? Like, what's going to happen?
And it's one thing if you stop and you go, hey, ma'am, are you okay? Did he hurt you? Are you trying to like, but no, you pulled up because you wanted to see a show. You wanted to see the drama of live wrestling in real life.
He was driving like this.
You big dummy.
And that brings us to the other show where we're gonna come to a abrupt stop. Just a stop. We're gonna cruise it on into the finish line though, and that's what we did with your help. All the Odd Squad, we thank you so damn much. Thank you for joining us on a Tuesday. When someone asked you, what the hell were you doing May 17th, 2022? You know, see, I was hanging out with these dudes that entertain the hell out of us, and they're going to keep doing that because we're not going anywhere. 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and hopefully soon we'll be adding to that. Maybe we'll start doing some nightly things during the Astros games. Who knows? But stay tuned with us, stick with us, and we're going to stick with you. Signing off like I always do. I love the hell out of you guys. Peace.
All right, Odd Squad, you want to do another marble race before we go hand off to somebody? Let's see. Yeah, you're right, Clarence. Just call him a dumbass. That's fair enough. Or you calling me a dumbass. Either way, you're right. Oh, you slow your roll there, CC. We're not doing a 4-hour show on Friday. All right. Let's do one more marble race, and then we'll get out of here. Few will survive. That sounds like my type of race because that means I get to watch your little marble bounce off the track. Exclamation point play in the chat. I want to do it because I want to kick everybody's ass. I need my title back as winner of marbles. Yeah, we ain't doing a 4-hour show. I got to get to an Astros game on Friday. You out of your mind. I want to get to that early happy hour. Whew. All right. Exclamation point play in the chat. I'm going to give you 40 seconds to get your marble in there. Dust it off. Shine it up. Make sure it's ready to go. Tony, that's a good question. I guess Dre knows. I don't know. 10 seconds if you're not in the marble race and you want to race. All right, let's do this. I said start. There you go. Man, y'all gotta be mean. Don't be mad at Tony. All right, let's look at this path that few will survive. With a bunch of bumps and the spinny things. All right. All right, somebody's in first. Oh, Clarence is in first. Look at that. Isn't that convenient? Whoop. Now Clarence is stuck, and you got Goldie back out there. JG, VB. Well, JG made it through. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Whee! Aggie Milkman went flying. Landed on the lower track. Cuse Orange is out there. Ooh, Cuse Orange just took the lead and oh, goodbye. Chris Reyes is gone. Form's already won? Holy shit. JG is gonna fly to his death. Crystal. Oh. All right, Cece, let's see. Are you going to make it? Or are you going to fly? All right, let's see. Oh, bye, Crystal. Bye. Damn, nobody's going to finish this. Oh, hey, let's look. Let's see if mine makes it. I talked all this shit. Mine's going to fall. There's only going to be 3 people that finish this race. Oh, let's see. Oh, do I make it in the... Oh, nope. Bye-bye. Damn. Well, good for y'all. Good for you, Forms. Good for you, Pellyrat. Good for you. You suck, too. Although, Forms, you did have the course record for all the Odd Squad now. You beat your own best time by 13 seconds. Way to go. All right, guys. Be back here again 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to go figure out who we're going to raid. Bring your friends. Bring your family. Bring your enemies. Bring everybody. We'll see you then. Peace. Yeah.